Hi, my name is Ellie McLaughlin. I'm a sophomore here at Morristown High School, and this is my second year in the Life Design Lab. Back in 8th grade English class, I vividly remember Mr. Daly coming in to talk about my class, what the course was about. I remember going into lunch talking to my friends about if Mr. Daly had visited their English class to talk to them about what the course was about. Afterwards, my mind was racing with all the possible projects and limits that I could do during this class. Most of them weren't sure if they were taking the life design course, and of course if they took it, there was no certainty that they were going to be in it with me. Next thing I knew, guidance counselors were coming from the high school to talk to us about our course selections, and of course that was intimidating to me. I knew I wanted to take this class. I couldn't stop thinking about possible things that I could do. On first day of school, I had life design on my schedule. I was beyond excited. I had my friends in the class, and once Mr. Daly started talking, I was instantly motivated. Like every other teacher does, Mr. Daly gave a speech on first day of school, but his was different. He talked about how school is different and how it should be different from the way we usually see it. Sometimes I struggle in school with paying attention, especially when it has something teacher related. As the year went on, everyone who was new to the course gained a better understanding of what the course was all about. Mr. Daly was helping everybody find out what they wanted to do with their projects all year long. He said to pick something that you should be passionate about and have drive through. As soon as he said that, I thought about softball. I played softball my whole life. I've had both success and failure in the sport. But one thing, I've never thought about it as a project. So I decided to take another route. I thought of something I've never done before, but I was willing to try it. That's when I had the idea to piggyback off my friend's idea, who was making baskets for children. I thought of my great-grandma and how she needed more reasons to smile when she was in assisted living. So I thought, what better way to make people like her smile than making them baskets? I started planning my project, but there were two obstacles: budgeting and my schedule. I'm a two-season athlete, a part of clubs, and at the time, I didn't have a job. It just wasn't realistic. I talked to Mr. Daly and Mr. Madden, and we all agreed that this project probably wasn't going to go very far. They had me list all my interests, and at the top of that list was softball. That began my new project, bettering my batting average. As the year went on, I wasn't pursuing the class like I originally wanted to. I was so frustrated with myself. I found myself getting distracted and wasn't focusing on what I should have been focusing on during the class. At the end of the year, I was really unhappy with how I spent my time. I didn't do what I said I was going to do for myself, my friends, or Mr. Daly. Being the person that I am, I decided to take the course for a second year in a row. I felt like I owed it to myself to do a better job than I did last year. Summer going into my sophomore year, I wasn't as much focused as I was the past year, focusing on my limits and possibilities. All I knew was I wasn't doing anything basket related or anything softball related. This year, I walked into class with a whole new attitude. Just as excited, but it was a different kind of excitement. I was excited to see what would work, and I was also excited to see myself succeed. At the beginning of the year, Mr. Daly said something that stuck with me. He said, "You'll know if your project is good, and you'll know if it's bad." And that only made me more motivated, because I knew my project from last year wasn't as good as this year. At the beginning of the year, I didn't have to go through the process of changing my project again, although I did piggyback. I built off my public speaking project from last year and made it more of an activity-based life design project, and from there, it became a breast cancer awareness project. Our peer and I partnered in public speaking and centered our project around breast cancer awareness. We raised a total of $80 in 3 months. All that money went to the National Breast Cancer Foundation. This year, I started another project in LDL. I made it clearer and more effective for my audience. I met with many people last year, made many phone calls, and actually took action. That was something I didn't do last year. This year, my project had a purpose, and I had a plan. This year, my goal was to raise $500, and although I came up short and only raised $300, I was still insanely proud of myself. At a bake sale once or twice every month this year, I talked to the town councilman and mayor and asked them for some social media promotion. All of that and going to galas for breast surgeon is how I raised all of that money. Don't get me wrong, I wanted to do more than raise money for my project, but this year it just wasn't a possibility in the things I wanted to do with my timeline. And I'm okay with that. I worked hard. I spent my class time wisely, I had people helping me, and I made an Instagram account. I did more in this class this year than many more of my other classes. Coming back to NHS as a sophomore changed me, but then I realized it wasn't being a sophomore that changed me. It was how badly I failed in life design last year that changed me. That failure pushed me to become a better student. Not until the second month of school did I realize that life design was the reason why I became a better student. What Mr. Daly said about viewing school differently than how we see it really stayed with me. Because when in my life am I ever going to really remember every algebra problem or the capitals of Africa? All of that seems irrelevant when you look at the bigger picture. What really matters is the skills you gain. How to overcome obstacles, how to stay motivated, and how to keep trying when the outcome isn't perfect. For example, I ended last year's class with B. It wasn't the grade that changed me, it was the lessons I learned along the way. People often fail to realize that what students are learning in school is how to function and gain the skills needed for life. Sure, teachers teach things like the circumference of a circle or the periodic table. While it's important, the bigger lessons are often the hidden ones. Not only the bigger ones, but the important ones. I wasn't able to tell on the first day of school that life design would help me go through failure. I hope both students and adults realize that what you're learning isn't always the main focus. Life Life design has been a crucial part of my life for the past 2 years. It's helped me grow through failure and growth. I'm not sure why teachers always fixate on the school problems when the real world problems are the ones that matter. Overall, in high school, these past 2 years have helped me grow through peer, student, and overall person. Coming to high school every day was a big change from middle school, and not only that, but coming to life design was even a bigger change. Life design helped me gain my confidence and skills to go through life. Life design also helped me with public speaking, my abbreviations, and my pausing. More on the public speaking end, I had to call, text, email people I didn't even know. With doing this more and more, it got me more comfortable and familiar with talking to people outside of my comfort zone. This helped me with my growth for school stamina and being more of a personable person.